Take a look. The US President Donald Trump has announced a new Afghanistan policy and South Asia policy, which also involves India. With me is Afghanistan's ambassador to India. Sir, welcome to Doordarshan News. And my first question, of course, this policy, big takeaway from this policy for Afghanistan.
Well, I think there was much more clarity this time in the US approach vis-a-vis Afghanistan and the whole region. Clarity means the objectives were clear, the conditions were clear. I think one of the most important things I picked up there was the US President saying that the situation in Afghanistan depends on the condition of the ground, and also in terms of their presence in Afghanistan, the fight against terrorism. This is exactly what we've been asking. The reason why we failed in the previous approaches was because our approaches were always inconsistent.
Do you expect this policy to bring in more stability in Afghanistan after 17 years of war by the Americans in your country?
Well, definitely, provided we act as we say. The remarks were quite heartening in terms of the approach. It involved various fields, especially integrating the U.S. state power in terms of its political, economic, and security elements, and also talking of the clear objectives.
He mentioned safe havens, safe sanctuaries across the border also. So do you think that this is vindication of Afghanistan's stand? Because Afghanistan has been talking about safe havens across the Durang line, and that impacting stability in Afghanistan, also propping up terrorist groups in Afghanistan.
Well, that was the very key reason for our failure so far. Our position has always been one, that Afghanistan peace and stability depends on tackling the existence of terrorism and the supporting networks beyond Afghanistan. And we can see this in this strategy. I think Afghanistan's voice has been heard finally, that it is not Afghanistan that breeds terrorism, that it is in fact the others that support terrorism in Afghanistan.
How will this involvement of India help in Afghanistan and help in the development of Afghanistan economically, politically?
Well, clearly India has always stood with the Afghan people for a peaceful, stable, and developed Afghanistan. Of course, as I said earlier, the strategy is very comprehensive. It does not only focus on the security aspect. It focuses on the political, economic, and security aspect of Afghanistan's future. And there are places where India can inject more than it has done so far. He himself talked about partnership and development of Afghanistan in collaboration with India.
So that was the Afghan ambassador talking exclusively to Doordarshan News. And of course, the new policy has been announced by the US President, which of course involves India as a key partner. And of course, India has been playing its major role in development of Afghanistan. With camera person Fazil, Siddhant Sibbal, DD News, New Delhi.
Well, that's it in this.